The most recent flavor of the week is Lady Prestor Druid. She transforms your entire deck into dragons, and you can draw her very consistently with Capture Cold Tooth Mine, which you can also draw consistently with Jerry Rig Carpenter. And if you happen to have already drawn Prestor, then those Capture Cold Tooth Mines can draw Guff, which is another great card for the deck. Now, apparently this deck also makes very good use of Prince Renathal, since even with 40 cards in deck, you can still hit Prestor very consistently, and you do appreciate the extra health to not die to aggro. Since Lady Prestor is the win condition, we can fill the rest of the deck with just a bunch of cheap garbage that helps us deal with the early game. My list is mostly pretty standard, but I made a couple of interesting choices. I decided to include Vicious Slither Spear, because there's simply no way this deck plays like 13 1-drops and they're all better than this card. I've also opted to include Slimescale Diver, and the deck was already not playing any 4s, so how about Kazakus Golem Shaper for the games where we aren't ramping out Lady Prestor? So far I've played 15 games with this deck, and I've won 10 of them. So maybe this deck is actually quite good now with Prince Renathal. I don't think I've played against a Paladin yet. Oh shit, my mic is super loud. I don't think I've played against a Paladin yet. I like this hand though. Could even keep the Slimescale Diver for turn 4. Probably only want one though. I would still like to find Innervate. Could actually Cold Tooth Mine for the Innervate. Hits it 50% of the time. If I play one of these on 2, if I play the other on 4, yeah, that's fine. Oh, that's my boy Guff. What if I Hero Power? And then turn 3 Diver, turn 4 double Cold Tooth Mine. What's Hero Power? I don't think I'll regret this, but I definitely could.
True strength comes from within. Really, it's not too heavy.
Alright. Definitely a bit of a slow opener for the opponent. But I think they can afford to have a slow opener against my deck, so that's kind of sad. I think it makes more sense to just play my 1-drops than take a 50-50 at an Innervate here. Because for turn 5 I have Guff anyway, and like I can draw a card with Peasant. I think this is just better. Oh, you buffed your Annoyatron so it no longer kills Bubbler. You fool. Hey, there's Innervate. I wish I could kill this. I have to Hero Power to kill it. Man, Hero Powering sucks here. Well, Lady Prestor should be able to deal with that puny little mech, right? No Mooncatchers, so I'm not super scared of that. That thing is still solidly in range of Lady Prestor. That Deathwing will almost certainly come in handy. Pretty late for the Jewel Kit, but I do always hate to see it, even if it's kind of late. Try to land a composting here. That is certainly a draw. Oh, Hala is kind of gross with this hand. Lowest cost card is Aquatic Form. Probably just take Kazakhstan. I mean, I do need Kazakhstan to win. I probably just take it. Still need to play 2 dragons for it, though. Hoping to draw a 1-mana dragon there, but Moonlit Guidance is very, very good. That is big and scary. Oh, Halagos? How many spells do I even have left? Aquatic Form, Composting, Moonlit Guidance, only 3. Raid Boss Onyxia to go with my Composting. That's an easy pickup.
This must be the way.
Another Kazakhstan, you say? I have to click really fast on this Kazakhstan, but I can do it. Okay, hope that all made sense. Oh, right. This died when I played Composting. I was like, what just happened? Alright, well, if they full clear my board, I will overdraw 2 of my treasures, which is very tragic, but I might just kill them with, well, I guess if my board's cleared, even double book won't be good enough, but I have another Kazakhstan. So even if first Kazakhstan only gives me 6 treasures, it's probably fine.
Really, it's not too heavy.
Am I getting Samurrowed? You probably play Samurrow in 40 card Mech Pally, right? Oh. No Samurrow. You might be big dead here, Paladin. I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I think you might always be dead here, but I'm not totally sure. Certainly dead if I pick that up. That was just like 20 damage over lethal, no big deal, right? Can't help but notice that none of these turn my deck into dragons.
I see you've brought guests. What is it?
They probably can't deal with Peasant, right? Okay, well they dealt with Peasant. Actually just not that bad of a Starfish, but I guess Starfish is insane post Prestor, isn't it? Well, I haven't found Guff or Prestor, but in a game where I don't find those, it's kind of nice to have Kazakhstan for.
I'm looking for a few good
No reason to pick a 5 or to pick a 1 instead of a 5 here. Don't really care too much about any of these keywords. Stealth is just a little bit hard to deal with, and I will happily draw 2 cards. Probably should have traded my squirrel first, but whatever.
Who here can spell Zinjari? Anybody?
Hey, I found Lady Prestor.
Show these mortals your true form.
Who here can spell Zinjari? Anybody?
Pick me! Pick me! Pick me! Pick me!
Well, that Onyxian Drake doesn't look very good. No shot I just play Deathwing here, right? Maybe, though? They are showing a lot of damage. I think I'll just take a random card. Guff is a pretty good random card. And wouldn't you know it, Guff gave me 5 armor. Could Starfish here, but I don't think there's really much of a reason to.
This must be the way.
Gotta be Alexstrasza. Alexstrasza is 16. This is just lethal. No, I don't have mana for it to be lethal.
And the cycle of life is reborn anew. And the cycle of life is reborn anew.
Still a pretty damn good Starfish, though. So yeah, if I could have played both Alexstrasza's Starfish and Claw Fury Adept, I think it was lethal. Without the Claw Fury Adept, I believe I was 1 off. Which, I mean, maybe I should have just been 1 off with the Claw Fury Adept in hand. But I think this looked pretty good. Love Acorn when I have composting. Do I want Dragon? Do I want Beast? I mean, I guess I just want Dragon until I find Kazakusan. Primordial Drake. I mean, might still be the good one to have, but I don't know that it's that great here. Maybe it's not good to fill up my board entirely when my opponent can still have double Macaw. But it's not like I have a Starfish to play around it, so I think I just play it.
Who knows what secrets will uncover?
I'm 7 moves ahead.
Okay, they don't have a freeze at all. So I have Claw Fury Adept, which is just like super lethal, so we'll play Oh, this is such a sicker lethal, though.
Predictable.
Claw Fury Adept is the non-BM lethal, though.
Death is not
Elise versus Tyrande.
Moon give me strength. Class is in session.
Alright, well, we have Jerry Rig Carpenter. And I guess we want Trog over Slither Spear against Priest. And the Guff, and the Kazakus? How could we ever lose?
I see you brought chaos. The iron divine is mine.
So I have Jerry Rig Carpenter on 2. I can draw Prestor on 3 and then play it on 4. I mean, that's just the line of play, right? There's also worlds where I go like coin, innervate, Guff. Alright, let's see. So turn 3, draw Prestor, turn 4, play Prestor. It's just better to not sneak in the Guff. Is this just straight up Control Priest? Seems like it. Probably don't want to play that 1-mana 1/1. Wonder what they hit with Switcheroo. Probably nothing in particular. Oh, that was off Call of the Grave. I was like, why does my opponent have that? But it does make sense when I stop and use my brain. Maybe I can find something that does 3 damage to that. Rush, Lifesteal, Stealth. None of these really matter. Copy, draw a card, freeze. I'm kind of down to freeze it. And I think I'm happy to draw 3 cards with composting. So I've got 10. It's really hard to ever have lethal here. Although I guess if I find a cheap Alexstrasza, I do have lethal. Well, I haven't played any dragons. Still nice to have a Kazakusan in hand, I guess. One mana Draconid Operative is very nice. Can gain a mana and then drown that. Okay, how about I draw into another Draconid Operative that draws into another Drown? That gives me Dream, which lets me push 11, 16. Oh, and yeah, that's just lethal, right? Dream and Nightmare. Didn't even need Kazakusan.